Phoenix Books presents A Stranger in the Mirror, written by Sidney Sheldon. This unabridged performance by Shannon Engemann is copyright 2016 Phoenix Books.
Book 1, Chapter 1. In 1919, Detroit, Michigan was the single most successful industrial city in the world. World War I had ended, and Detroit had played a significant part in the Allies' victory, supplying them with tanks and trucks and airplanes. Now, with the threat of the Hun over, the automobile plant once again turned their energies to retooling for motor cars. Soon, 4,000 automobiles a day were being manufactured, assembled, and shipped. Skilled and unskilled labor came from all parts of the world to seek jobs in the automotive industry. Italians, Irish, Germans, they came in a flood tide. Among the new arrivals were Paul Temple and his bride, Frida. Paul had been a butcher's apprentice in Munich. With the dowry he received when he married Frida, he emigrated to New York and opened a butcher shop which quickly showed a deficit. He then moved to St. Louis, Boston, and then finally Detroit, failing spectacularly in each city. In an era when business was booming and an increasing affluence meant a growing demand for meat, Paul Temple managed to lose money everywhere he opened a shop. He was a good butcher, but a hopelessly incompetent businessman. In truth, he was more interested in writing poetry than in making money. He would spend hours dreaming up rhymes and poetic images. He would set them down on paper and mail them off to newspapers and magazines, but they never bought any of his masterpieces. To Paul, money was unimportant. He extended credit to everyone, and the word quickly spread. If you had no money and wanted the finest of meats, go to Paul Temple. Paul's wife, Frida, was a plain-looking girl who had had no experience with men before Paul had come along and proposed to her, or rather, as was proper, to her father. Frida had pleaded with her father to accept Paul's suit, but the old man had needed no urging, for he had been desperately afraid he was going to be stuck with Frida the rest of his life. He had even increased the dowry so that Frida and her husband would be able to leave Germany and go to the New World. Frida had fallen shyly in love with her husband at first sight. She had never seen a poet before. Paul was thin and intellectual-looking, with pale, myopic eyes and receding hair, and it was months before Frida could believe that this handsome young man truly belonged to her. She had no illusions about her own looks. Her figure was lumpy, the shape of an oversized, uncooked potato kugel. Her best feature was her vivid blue eyes, the color of gentians, but the rest of her face seemed to belong to other people. Her nose was her grandfather's, large and bulbous. Her forehead was her uncle's, high and sloping, and her chin was her father's, square.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?